Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. You guys know me, I'm Nenye, and I make videos on education, personal finance, and personal development for F1 and H1B visa holders in the US. So basically, today's video is going to be different from where you guys are used to. You guys, I always come here, give you guys, oh, study abroad, oh, this scholarship here, oh, this is what you do for US, things like that. And I realized that some people might not actually know. I mean, a large majority don't actually know how things work in the US. And I'm just gonna apologize to you guys in advance. I did not even plan for this video, so I don't even have any notes or anything. Like, I might just be rambling, but honestly, this video is very important if you're planning to move to the US. So I would advise you just listen to the end. The way this video came about was basically the things that happened last week to me and the things that happened over the weekend and happened this week also. And I was like, wow, this is actually how life is here. And the fact that I didn't know that's the way life was here before I came, and also the fact that I know that a lot of people would not know that that's the way the US works. Because if you're from like a developing country, maybe not even a developing country, like even developed countries, right, everyone wants to come to the US. At least most people, growing up, we're sold this dream as if America is heaven. We're sold, America is the best place to be. Whether you're from like some parts of Africa, or you're from some parts of Europe, or you're even from like some parts of Asia, like we've just been sold this American dream of like America is like this land of the free, perfect place to be, all of that. That is not to say that those things are not true, but it's better for you to get the full picture before up and move, before you get up from your place, like from where your family is, and you're moving to this place. You need to understand the way everything works. So before moving to America, you need to understand that there's this thing called the hustle culture, right? Which is basically hustle till you drop dead. Like no rest, working. You're working from like 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 every day, Monday to Friday, all year, with only maybe like 12 or 14 vacation days. And that's basically that. Like, that's basically your life. And I know that some people might say, oh, that's the adult life, that's what you sign up for, being an adult. But that's the thing, right? It is way different in America. In Europe, I have talked to a lot of people in Europe, and in Europe the hustle culture is not like that. Like, they actually encourage you taking holidays. You might ask why I sat down to make this video, because again, like I said, I didn't plan to make this video. It just came about. So last week I told you guys that I was going for my friend's graduation, and I did a story time on how I almost got shot, right? And this was me going to this friend's graduation. So after that incident happened, I cried. I mean, my friends didn't, like, I didn't cry in front of my friends or anything, but like when I was alone, like I just cried. I was like, wow, I could have just like died like that. Like I could have actually died this way if it spilled into the building where I was, and like if the gunshots and everything spilled into where I was. Like we were all lying on the floor, we were all traumatized. Like I was so traumatized that weekend, but I put up a smile and everything. And the next day after that shooting, like after I had that experience, I was at work. Like I was so scared to tell my manager that I wanted to take the next day off, because we were like on a time crunch for a project that we're currently working on. And I was so scared. Like I was like, okay, should I tell my manager, let me just take 1 day or 2 days off? And then the other voice in my head was like, if you love your job, just better stay. So I don't know if you guys understand, like you had a traumatic incident like that happen to you, and you were so scared to even say, hey, can I take today off? Can I take tomorrow off? So that wasn't the only thing. Then the next week after that, was just like work. You wake up in the morning by 6, you get ready, you work till like 6 p.m, right? You work till like 6 p.m. By the time I'm done with work, I am so tired. I just literally lay on the bed. The fact that I'm consistent on YouTube doesn't mean that I don't have a life outside. Trust me, guys. The fact that I'm consistent here is just, when I say determination, it's just sheer determination, because it is hard. My point here is that before you move to the US, first of all, there's that whole thing of like you hustle, like it's like there's no rest, right? It's like you hustle till you drop dead, right? I was talking to my roommate about it, and I was like, we're both in our early 20s, right? And I was like, I am so tired. Like I have only been working like a year and some months, and I am so tired. And my roommate laughed and was like, you're gonna be doing this for like the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life. Again, like I said, I understand that it's part of being an adult, but in America it's different. In Europe, you're actually encouraged to, take your vacations. In France, I know they have a law that like when it's not work hours, you shouldn't like message anybody or anything. But that's not the case in America. I have seen people that like they are working past their work hours and they still get home and their manager is messaging them at home. I don't know if you guys understand how toxic that is. And it's not just the hustle culture. There's also something in the States that like it's not rampant in a lot of countries in Africa, and that's the community, right? In America, in the United States, there is almost no community. At least if you're coming from like an African country, there's almost no community. You don't have any time to even build friendships. A lot of friendships that you build is going to be when you're in college or when you're in high school. After high school and after college, you're going to be spending like 9 to 10 hours of your time at work every day, so you won't even have the time and the energy to meet people. There's like some YouTubers that I watch that talk about like how they moved from Africa when they were young and came here. Like they moved by themselves without any family, and they came here and they're so lonely and everything. And it makes sense because I also feel like that sometimes, but again, like I said, it's like you're too tired to even make friends. You don't have time to even make friends because you're working Monday to Friday. Some people work even Saturdays and Sundays, and it's just very messed up. So I kind of like wanted to touch on this and to let you guys know, especially people that are living when they like people that are living from like their home countries when they're like 16, 17, 18, 19, even 20, like even 20, 21, because at that time your brain is not even fully developed and everything, so you might not even have that emotional strength to be able to bear like being alone, being without a community, being without guidance. Before you move, before you leave like your country in Africa, in Asia, before you leave wherever you're coming from to move to the United States, make sure you have the mental, the emotional and the mental ability and capacity for it. That there have been like cases of like the prayer, I don't want to say the whole name just for YouTube to avoid YouTube strike, but yeah, there have been cases of that, and people offing themselves. I don't want to also say that, like I don't want to say the word because of YouTube. And it's it's cases like this. People feel alone. It's like there's social media to connect you, but then you're not talking to yourself physically. Like there's this whole culture thing of like everyone just behaving like they're fine, everyone is just fine and everything. Like nobody wants to admit that they want friends. Nobody wants to admit that they might need people. It's just the culture is very different. It's very, very different, guys. You live to pay bills. Basically all you're doing in your life is bills. Like that is all you're doing in the States, right? You work 9 to 5, you work every day. Let's say the day you don't work, like let's say God forbid something happens to your job. There are people living paycheck to paycheck. So many people, like a high percentage of people are actually living paycheck to paycheck. I think he said like 70% of Americans who even make more than $100,000 in a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. Do you know what that means, guys? I'm gonna find the article and insert it somewhere if I see it. If anything happens to your job today or tomorrow, you're out on the streets. Like you don't have any place to live, you don't have any food, you don't have any water, you don't have anything else. And you know the very sad thing about this, if something like that happens to you, there's really no one you can run to, especially if you're an international student here. If maybe you have family here, that's a little bit different, but if you're an international student here, or if you don't have anyone here, you don't have anyone to run to. Basically you are going to be living on the streets. Like that is the reality of being in the States. It's not like in Nigeria, when if you're unable to pay like for your rent or whatever, you beg your landlord, you say, oh please, I'm gonna pay you next. No, like it doesn't even work like that here, because like the people that own the apartments that you live in, they're a corporation, so it's not like it's one person that you can go and beg. Because if you go and beg maybe one person that is managing the accounts or something, that person probably gonna lose their jobs. So basically everything here is bills. Day to day, week to week, month to month, all you're doing is this month comes, you pay off the rent for this month, you pay off the utilities for this month, you pay off your groceries for this month, and your money is finished. So it's like you can never stop working. So it's like a rat race, Again, like I said, in Nigeria there is a community. Yes, I know that things might not be moving in Nigeria, but like there's that whole community of if anything is happening, I can run to this person right now. If anything is happening, I can run to this friend right now. I don't know if that makes sense, guys. I just really want you guys to know what you're getting yourself into when you come to this country. It's a land of opportunity. If you work hard, you're gonna be able to make it. But the thing is, that hard work, it never stops. And it takes a toll on your mental health. It's like you're always chasing after the bag, always chasing after the next thing. Get a job, you get into your entry-level job. The next thing is, oh, you're doing this and this and this and this, so you get promoted. You do this and this and this and this, so you get promoted. Actually, the book that summarizes this the best is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you guys have seen that book, or if you have read that book, you understand what I'm talking about. So what is my point of making this video? Like I said, this video is like all over the place. I did not plan for it. I did not have notes for it. I was just rambling. I was just like expressing myself and expressing my feelings, because I feel like at this point I had to tell someone, like, this is what you're getting yourself into when you come to this country. I just wanted to get it out of my chest and to let you know, like, so that as you're making the decision to come to the States, right, your eyes are wide open, like, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's not like, oh, you didn't know. Because me personally, I honestly didn't know this is the way things was. Honestly, like, all I had about the States, all I had about it was like, oh, it's this beautiful place, oh, it's heaven, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. So right from when I was young, actually when I was 10, that's when I told my mom I'm not going to school in Nigeria. Like, I told my mom point blank, I was like, I'm not going to school in Nigeria, you know. So, but I didn't know all of those things. Like, my whole thing was just, no, I must leave Nigeria, no, I must go to the States, no, I must go to, and it wasn't even like leave Nigeria too, it was United States. It's like United States or nothing, you know. I'm kind of like telling you guys how this works, so that before you come here, you're able to understand and you're able to make the decision, you know, knowing the pros and cons. And not just that, there's also, you know, the fact of the immigration, trying to maintain your status and everything. I'm gonna leave a video where I explained it right here. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm just gonna stop here, because like, I feel like if I don't, I'm just gonna keep going and keep rambling and everything. So I hope this video helps someone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You guys know the drill. Follow my Instagram if you want, and I'll see you guys in another video.